I'm live, finally. Hello, everyone. Let me first hang up a mirror. And please let me know if the sound is good, because maybe I need to talk a little bit louder. Can I see myself here? That would be nice. Yes, hello, welcome. I had some technical difficulties, but I found out that if I remove or take down the Wi-Fi on both the phones that I have here, that it works. So let me know if the picture is good. Let me know if the sound is good. I hope I won't lag too much. Yeah, if you're new, welcome. My name is Nikki. I'm from the Netherlands, hence the accent. I'm also slightly orcish, relatively vintage. I love spooky stuff. Miss Muffet is here as well. Being creative and makeup. And let me explain some things. The slightly orcish means I'm green. I'm a light to light medium warm-ish olive. And the relatively vintage means I'm 47. The spooky stuff, I have 5 tarantulas here. Also 5 cats. We have a snake. You know, it's Halloween always in my house. And the creativeness, you see those mandala paintings behind me and some stones there. That is what I make. I also have an art channel, which is linked in the description box. It's called Roho Art by NIKKIRAVEN. And if you want to commission some pieces from me, just give me a message on Instagram. Yes. Okay. Today we are going to try out the newest palette from Arttitude Cosmetics called Abscission. Here I have her. Let me also show you the slip. So let me put it in the slip first, because it's very, very cool. So here it is with a cutout. Very cool indeed. And Arttitude Cosmetics is a brand from the UK. She's cruelty-free. I think the palette is also vegan. Yes, it's also vegan. Here's the front. The palette was sent to me in PR. I also have an affiliated code with her, which is NIKKIRAVEN, if you want to save some money. And the palette will launch the 2nd of November. And then here is the color story. Very pretty. It's a little bit darker in person than on camera. So maybe if I hold it back a little bit. But I cannot wait to play with her. As you can see, I have already done my base. I kind of wanted to hopefully have this live a little bit shorter than the regular lives that I do. But we will see. I also have a card here. Let's see. We got 16 shades with 4 unique textures. We have 9 mattes, 3 high definition foils, 2 soft duochromes and with a subtle color shift, and 2 metallic multichromes with an intense color shift. And I'm quite excited. I actually want to start with swatching, I think. I want to feel the shades. So yes, I'm going to go like that, I think, on my arm. So let's hope that I will hold it up enough. So, okay. So I'm just going to swatch a few first. And the reason that I wanted to do this live is, first of all, I love going live because I get to interact with you guys, but you also see my very true first impressions. So yes, so I have the first 5 shades here. Let me see if I can do the mirror so I can see what I'm doing. Yes, you can also see what I'm doing. So this is one swipe. And also you have to remember, I am swatching on an arm that has hairs. So if it looks a little bit patchy, it's because of that. But here is the first 4 shades. The shades feel very nice and soft, but they don't feel oily. They also don't feel dry. So let me also explain a little bit about my favorite formula. My favorite formula is a formula that is buildable. I'm getting a baby wipe to clean my fingers. A formula that is buildable. I don't like the basically old school, dry, high pigmented indie eyeshadows. I don't like those. I feel like it just gets away from me very, very quickly. But these feel very nice quality, nice pigmentation, and just feeling the shades makes me know that I can blend them easily. That's what I wanted to say. Next, I'm going to have 4 shimmers. Oh, can we just? Lordy Lord, very, very pretty. So this is the shade called Life. It's giving me life. This is Crisp. Then we get, I don't know how to pronounce this. Senescence, I think, which is a more of a flake. Well, very much a flake. And this is the shade Abscission. Very, very pretty. Very high shine. And I actually like the fact that there are different, oh, I was looking at my light, that there are different textures in here. So I'm actually cleaning off my fingers in between. And I also have a towel here, so I also dry my fingers in between. Next is another row of shimmers. Wow. So I have had a few of her palettes. They were sent to me in PR, and I can already tell that there's a difference in formulation, for me at least. These shimmers, this is also more of a kind of a flake with almost a clear base. And then that is a matte. Let's see if I can kind of build up. This one feels a little bit sticky. This is the shade Seasons. And I can tell, same with this shade, that you kind of have to tap and drag a little bit. I can feel the binder that is in there, so it will stay on my eyes. I have no, good morning, Kim. And no, I don't know what I want to say, but I know that they will stay on my eyes because of the binder. I can feel that. And with all the eyeshadow formulas that I've tried, I kind of know what works and what doesn't work. So lastly, we have 4 more mattes. We have the shade Renew, which is basically a bone color. Then we have Leaves. You see what I'm doing? Yes. Then we have Journey, which I will kind of swatch on the side of my arm because that's a little bit better. So here's the shade Journey. And then the last one is Detachment, which is a black, which is there. So this is a very, very pretty color palette. Yeah, that's what the shade is called, Sue. I have no idea how to pronounce that though, but this is very, very pretty. Me and Miss Muffet are very, very happy. Now I kind of have to figure out what I want to do, right? So you can go, you could go every day. You could. So I'm kind of thinking about the different looks that you can do. You can go every day with the more neutrally shades. And then some of the lighter shimmers. You can also go dark and dramatic. And I think that that's what this palette is giving me a little bit more. Kind of a grungy fall. Hello, Monique. Welcome, welcome. But what do I want to do? Very pretty. I actually think that I want to try this shimmer. Do I want to try? Yeah, because that's the one of the sticky ones. Maybe we can do a red bottom. Shall we do a red bottom? Or is that very Christmassy? Could kind of be a purple bottom with these 2 shades, I think. I should have prepared. Yeah, it's all beautiful. Good morning, Mimi. It's all beautiful, and I don't really know. I think this shade, looking at it, it will still work for me. So me being a warmer olive, if I have a shadow that's too cool toned, and then it's kind of a specific colors that don't work for me. So a brown that has a little bit of red in it, but a little bit more, basically a reddish brown, they usually don't work for me. A very cool toned taupe that has a little bit more purple than gray also doesn't work for me. This shade does. I can kind of see it warping on me a little bit, but that's because of my undertone. Oh, Lord. It's all so pretty. I said I wanted to try this one, right? But I'm actually really vibing with this one. The whole theme is about a plant's life cycle. Yeah, that's what she actually said here on the card. So the definition of abscission, and I hope that I pronounced it right, is the act of process of cutting off or removal. And the second definition is the separation of detachment of parts of a plant, typically dead leaves and ripe fruit, which is basically also happy Halloween or happy Samhain if you celebrate that. It's what we're in right now. So this palette is perfect because at least here where we are in the, is it the northern hemisphere? Yeah. The leaves are falling, and today the veil is also thin between the worlds, so that basically the dead can come here a little bit easier. And that is also what I'm going to celebrate tonight. I'm going to do my Samhain celebration. It's going to be small. I'm just going to do it myself. But I have been basically in Samhain preparation for the last week because I can just feel, well, my mother who passed away earlier this year. I very much feel the dogs that passed away last year. So yeah. What else does it say here? It says here, just as the seasons must change and the leaves must fall, you too must shake off the stresses of life and put all the dead weight behind you. Let the trees show you how beautiful it can be to let go. It's time to cut off, detach, and let go of everything that has been holding you back for far too long. This is your journey. It's time to grab life with both hands or by the balls. Doesn't say that here, but that's what kind of popped in my head. As you transition into this new chapter, remember when one door closes, another one opens. That's also kind of something, right? If you're alone in the house and then one door suddenly opens and another one closes, you know your house is haunted. But that's neither here nor there. Sometimes only by letting go can everything fall into place. So yeah. Oh, you get snow. We've had rain. It's been the wettest October that we've had since when they started measuring it. That's what they're saying on the news. I don't know if that's correct, but I want snow. I love snow. Any whoosies? Yeah. So this one is. I have to say it's speaking my name. So I do want to incorporate that one. Actually, shall we just kind of do? I don't know, something of an orangey red. Or shall we go to the teal? It's going to be very dark then. The teal and then that one, and then maybe a red bottom. Shall we do that? You had snow a couple of days ago. Also, if you're new, I'm very bad at keeping up with the chat. Just so I know. I am going to start with, I think I'm going to start with this one, which is the lightest one. And I work with colored eyeshadows a little bit differently than most people. I keep looking there. Than most people because I actually go from light to dark. I just prefer that. So I am going to start with the shade New Beginnings, kind of to say, oh no, I need an eyeshadow base. Not that I really need it, but I kind of want to try an eyeshadow base today. So I have here the one from Essence, which I actually really, really like. Do we still have? Yes. So let's just put a little bit on the fingers. I hope they're clean. And you don't have to use an eyeshadow base, but it just makes shadows stick and pop a little bit better. Honestly, lately I have not been really using an eyeshadow base, but I was like, let's try it today. Okay, so that's the eye base. Okay, then I'm going to go to the shade New Beginnings, which is that lighter shade. And I'm actually going to tap it on my eye a little bit higher. So I can see it, and I'm kind of setting my eyeshadow base also where I want to blend. Well, I don't want to say that this is a bone color shade for me. My skin tone is, skin depth is light to light medium. We're a little bit more in the colder season now and the wetter season here. So, yes, it works. I was kind of afraid that my eye base hadn't set enough, but it works. Also wanted a little bit underneath my eye, so let's grab kind of a smaller brush for that. Let's grab this one, that's fine. Okay. Next, I'm going to go, what did I say? The orangey, right? Which is the shade Fall. I'm just going to use the same brush and I'm going to tap this on a little bit lower. So I'm tilting my head back, looking down, and then just tap this on. This is kind of a fluffier brush, but I get nice pigmentation right away. And if you want to do a one-colored look, just start the first layer with a fluffy brush, and then basically, you know, put a light layer down, then go to a smaller brush that's a little bit more dense, and just tap it on a little bit lower. Right, creasing, that's not handy. I think I should have let my eye base set a little bit longer. So I can still feel a little bit of tackiness of my eye base, but it blends out very well. Which I thought it would. Cool. Okay. Also going to kind of wrap this around a little bit. The brush that's a little bit more slanted, and I'm just following my bottom lid up and then kind of in. I have a little bit more folds on this side, so this one looks a little bit more crisp. That's fine though. Okay. So that was a light layer. I can build it up if I want to. But I think now I'm going to go to the shade Maple, which was this one. I do have a little bit of kick up in the pan. And I'm just taking small bits at a time because this is a smaller brush. It usually gives me a little bit more fallout. And this I'm just concentrating a little bit above the crease so that when I look forward, you can still see it. So this is a light layer. I'm going to blend it into that orange. Also going to grab a little bit of that orange. Now I'm going to build it up a little bit more. Yeah, it is a very, very nice quality. Don't know what the palette will retail for though. But especially if you're here in Europe and you want to support a small indie brand with a very good quality, this is definitely a brand to check out. That was easy. It was very easy. And the reason that I don't know if you can see it, but when I do that, you know, I'm 47, my eyelids have texture. If I kind of swipe it on right away, I get skipping. So that is why I'm tapping it on. And then I'm kind of going to blend along the edge. And build it up. Okay, that side is a little bit more dark. Cool, cool. Okay. I also want to try the black. I do have to say that, hi, Stephanie. You're planning on begging. Tiffany says, I'm planning on begging my husband for the entire collection. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. She didn't send me the entire collection, just a palette. But I'm just very happy that she sent this palette. It's just so pretty. So I'm going in the shade Detachment, which is the black, very, very lightly, because swatching it, it feels like a very pigmented black. And I want to have a buildable black. So that's why I'm using a very, very small amount at a time. I'm really tilting my head back and kind of blending it a little bit more in. Yeah, the black in the Man-Eater palette is also intense. I agree. I do have to say that I like this color story a little bit more. It's just a little bit more my vibe. Cool. So let me do the other side as well. As you can see, when I do this, I kind of get a little bit of skipping. I just kind of tap over it and then the skipping is gone. It's a little bit darker than I had envisioned, but that is fine. I'm going to go back to the shade Maple, which was that redder shade. And for me, reds, they kind of make me look a little bit more green. But I have to say that this is more of a... It's still a red, but it has quite a lot of blue in it. It's almost a little bit more like a, I don't want to say berry. And those shades do work for me. I can wear reds, but I don't really like wearing red. But this is very pretty red. I'm just blending that red over a little bit more. And then I'll actually want to go to a smaller brush. Is it clean? It's cleanish. Stephanie says that she bought so many fall Halloween palettes, probably going to buy this one too. Happy Halloween. Well, happy Halloween to you too. The only palette that I bought, well, was actually two palettes. I'm still in the red. Were the ones from P. Louise that I'm waiting on. They're already in the country. I have to pay VAT and then they will be delivered. It's actually the only fall things that I bought. I do have to say, what do you guys think about the Freddy collection from Glamlight? Oh, that's a little bit more pigmented than I wanted. I'm not a fan of Glamlight's formula, but I do like the collection. Okay, let's get a bigger brush. I'm going to go into the shade Renew, which is that very light shade, and I can kind of use that to erase a little bit up here. I don't like it if my eyeshadow is up too high. Yeah, I like the Freddy collection too. I think that they did a good job, actually. And I think it's also smart that they made two palettes instead of just one. Okay. Let's get that red and then that shade Maple and then underneath my eye as well. Mm, Tiffany says that she wishes they would put a lighter color in though for the pale people. Yeah, it's a very dark collection. I agree. Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. I have a love-hate relationship with Nightmare on Elm Street because honestly, I've seen I think one movie when I was 16, and I couldn't sleep for 3 months. But there's just something about the franchise that getting older, I really do love the franchise. So yeah, I know the song by heart. So there's that. This shade, which is called Abscission. I kind of have to use that shade. I do. I do. So let's grab a brush for it. Um, I'm going to do one eye with glitter primer, one eye without glitter primer because I kind of want to see how it functions. So I have a gel-based primer here. I'm grabbing a little bit on the back of my hand and then let's tap it on this eye. I don't think I need it though, but I kind of want to see. I'm drying my brush and cleaning my brush as well on a towel. Then we're going to go to the shade Abscission. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, that's very pretty. That was on top of the primer. Now let's try dry on my other eye. That also works. I do feel that if you put it on top of a primer, it's just has a little bit more oomph. But this works as well. And it's dry. I haven't sprayed it. Very pretty. Very pretty. Christmas Town art. Yeah, the Nightmare Before Christmas collection from Melt, you mean, right? That one was also cute. I agree. Okay, so we have this, but I kind of want to play a little bit more. I am going to grab the teal, which is called Journey, and I'm going to tap it here, just on top, because I changed my mind. It's very dark, but that's fine. And I'm also going to carry it up a little bit, tapping it in the outer corner. I could also do this with the black, but I have this shade now on my brush anyway. Very dark. Sue says the Abscission palette reminds me of the Adept and Heather Austin color story. I actually don't remember what that looks like. Is that very bad? I'm going to go back to the shade Renew, which is that bone color. Okay. Now what? I want the shade Seasons on top here, and the shade Seasons was this one. However, I am going to use a shimmer primer, I think, let's see first. I don't know how much fallout I'll get. So I have a very small brush. I'm going to do the sexy face. This is dry. And I'm just slowly tapping it on. And I'm kind of swiping at the same time. Wow. I also want to try it with the glitter primer. So let's do that on the other side. Okay. Just tap the primer on. Then we're going to go to Seasons again. Yeah, that it grips them immediately. But again, both will work. Wow. Okay. Kind of also want to try this shade now that we are here, which was the shade that I cannot pronounce. That one. So it's a very, very flaky one though. I have it dry on my brush. Let's see, I think I'm going to create fallout. That's actually not that bad. That's pretty. Kind of looks a little bit more like a topper. I'm actually going to grab a little bit more primer. I'm just going to tap that over because I think this is a shade. It's not glitter, but it's a little bit flaky, and I think that it will just help it stick immediately. And again, I'm kind of tapping and swiping. That's also pretty. It's very pretty in the inner corner. Yeah, it's very pretty. So I am actually going to spray this one for the other side because it is just so flaky, and the spraying helps to minimize fallout. Where's my spray? I have the Nomad spray here. Okay, that doesn't work as well as I hope. So let's kind of try with the finger. And immediately I can feel it falling. But that does help. Okay. So let's grab a sponge tip applicator. You need to be careful. Create a lot of fallout. So this shade works best with a finger. Sponge tip applicator. I think also with a wet brush. Because of the, I don't know if I can show you. Let's see. No. So because of the flakes, let me try a wet brush. Because of the flakes, my sponge tip has a little bit of issues picking it up. But when I use a wet brush, I don't know if you can see that. Do you see the flake? So normally I don't advise going into a shadow with a wet brush, but when it's a texture like this, I do, because it needs to stick to your brush before you can put it on your eye, right? I am making a mess, so let's see if we can clean that up. It does have binder in it, but it needs to stick to your face first, or eyes. That explains why the collection includes 3 silicone brushes. Yeah, I think so. I don't have a silicone brush, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Where's my sponge here? I have a little bit of fallout on my cheek here, but for the rest I could wipe everything away. also a little bit here. Very pretty. Okay, I'm going to go back to the shade Maple, which was the red. And I'm lightly going to put that on top of the crease. Yeah, this shade has the potential to fall out if you don't pat it down correctly. But honestly though, I do think it's worth it. So that's very pretty. What do I want for the inner corner? Shall we go for this one? I think we will, which is the shade Crisp. And this is one of the kind of lighter ones. It looks to have, oh, it's very pretty. It looks to have kind of a clearer base. So I'm going to brush it a little bit over the green. Nice. Let's clean up the under eye area with a little bit of concealer because I did make a mess. I did. So I think that if you want to use the flakier shades, it's a good idea to do your eyes first so that you can easily wipe away the fallout. Okay. I kind of want a red eye pencil because I can. So let's find a red eye pencil. Do I still have one? I should. Yes, I have a red eye pencil from Cosmetics. This is very cool. I feel very swamp witchy, which I like, especially today. Let me kind of clean my brushes. I really do want to play with this palette more because it just looks so pretty. And the shimmeries, oh, very, very pretty. Okay, so that's the brushes. I'm kind of going to clean up here a little bit. Let's put on some mascara. I think the eyes are done. And I think we're going to go all out and also put on falsies today. Okay, let me find a pair. I think we'll do these from Baby Doll in the style 610, and this is what they look like. You struggle with the idea of doing eyes first and then clean up. Yeah, I do too. I do too. I do have to say that an easy way to clean up is if you're doing sunscreen anyway, so you've done your whole face. wipe it away with primer. So if you have a face primer that you love to use, just when you put the primer on your face, use the primer to wipe it away. And that way you should not, you should not remove your sunscreen, if that makes sense. Tiffany says that she also loves that she has half lashes with this collection. Yeah, the whole collection is awesome. It just looks so cool. Okay, let me grab my mirror and the falsies and the glue. Where's my glue? Yeah. Let's see. So I do, if you don't know, I put falsies on underneath my lashes, not on top. I like to be different than other people. What can I say? Oh, by the way, I don't think that you can see this, but I have skulls here on my thing as well. So just say. Okay, so let's put glue on the falsie band. I have a video on this if you want to see how I do this. And what I've noticed lately is that a lot of people are apparently wanting to wear falsies and are searching for alternative ways to put them on, because it's just really picking up that one. I'm actually going to show what I'm doing right now. It's a little bit different. So I have the back of a brush, and I'm actually pushing my lashes up so that I can see really the base of my lashes. And I've kind of, I saw people do this, but I was like, yeah, I'm not able to do that. But it really does help, because it just makes the application more precise of the glue, I mean. It looks a little bit nasty though, but that is okay. Oh, now I actually see that shade that I have on my lid, the flaky one. Where is it? This one. This one. It has kind of a brown to green in it as well. So let's see if I can. I'll show you kind of the shift in color in just a minute, because I can show it through the mirror of the camera. No, the mirror of the palette. That's what I wanted to say. Okay. And then I place the lash from the bottom up. And sometimes it goes in one go. Sometimes it doesn't. I can kind of tell that I'm out of practice with falsies though. Okay, that's one. Oh, it almost escaped. Okay. Do I still have somewhere? No, I don't think I do. I think I threw that out. Oh, I do. But is it still? I don't know. I'm going to put a little bit of eyeliner on the base of the falsie because I didn't clean it properly. Okay. So that is the eye look. And for funsies, if I know where I left it, I should have them here. Let's see if I still do, actually. Do I still have these? Oh, maybe here. Oh, here they are. My eye pencils almost fell. So I'm sorry if that sounds spooked you. It did spook me. Let's see. I kind of hope that this one is still good because it's it's Halloween. Cute. How cute are these? So this is actually one of the bat stamp liners from V Cosmetics. I haven't used it in ages, but it still works. And it just gives a nice cutesy extra Halloweeny vibe. I don't know the lippy though. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I love my latest mandala as well, which was a very neutral, warm brown and gold color palette. I love that color palette so much. I made a 9-inch mandala, and it's hanging on my fridge. And I have a tutorial on my art channel, so that's what Stephanie is commenting about. Now I actually have to think about a lippy. What kind of lippy color do we want? I think I kind of want to have something maybe a little bit more neutral. I think. Let's see. Maybe some. Oh, wait. Honestly, choosing a lippy sometimes it takes me hours. It takes me hours. Let's see this color. My lips are a little bit dry, so I kind of want to have something that's a little bit hydrating. Maybe this one will work. This is from Colourpop. Is that cute? I think so. I think this is cute. So that is the look. That is the look. Amanda from Unearthly. Did I miss something? Oh, you mean the shade, Amanda? I don't have that shade. I don't have. I am getting. Is it Full Magic? The last 2 palettes that she released in PR, but I don't have any of her new lippies. but I really like this look. I think it's very, very pretty. The green lippy. No, I don't have a green lippy anymore. I'm getting one, but I don't have one anymore. They were all old, so I tossed them. Like me. Anyway, let me first, before we go over the palette, kind of see if I can show you the shifts that are in the shimmers. Let's see if I can. I don't know if it will pick it up though. I think it does. No, let's do it a little bit differently. I will swatch it on my hand, the shimmer, so you can see their shift if they have one. Oh, this color is so stunning. And the silver that is in here, oh lordy lord, that's such a smooth silver. I'm actually curious. I'm going to see if, so here are the shimmers. So I kind of hope that I can show the shifts. They're so pretty. So the green is basically green to teal. It actually looks like even the silver has a hint of maybe a pinky in it. This one is this, so this is more green and then yellow and teal, and this one is more teal to, I almost want to say goldeny, greeny gold. This one has purple and green and brown in it, and this one, it's very pretty, but it also reminds me of something. So let me grab this one and snake. So when I look at that green shade that I have here, it kind of reminds me of one of the shadows from the Snake palette, but no, it's not. It's close though. So here is the shade from the Snake palette from Sigil Inspired that people went bonkers for. And it does have a resemblance, but this has a little bit more of a, I don't know, a yellowy green in it almost, maybe a yellowy olive. So it's similar, but not the same. I also have the Weirdos palette here from Unearthly. And the shade that I'm actually looking at is the shade Glamour. Oh no, they're not the same. So here I have the shade Glamour, and here I, from Unearthly, and here I have the shade Abscission. I kind of thought that they would be similar. Maybe the shade Weirdos? The shade Weirdos is a little bit better compared. Also not. The shade Weirdos has more brown. Do I have any other? No, the shade Thorn is more blue. So I don't really have anything similar. I'm glad you're here though. But this one, it does look close to the gorgeous one from the Snake palette, which people were so sad about that they couldn't get anymore. Yeah, those were the shimmers. So let me tell you how I feel about the palette. Let's just talk about, you already know that I love the palette, right? So let's just talk about performance, because loving a color story, loving a brand that's very personal, but I think it's more important to know how a formula behaves so that you can make your own decisions about it. So the thing that I noticed first about the mattes when I felt them was that they had kind of a soft feel to them. Not a chalky feel, but sometimes when I touch certain eyeshadows and they have a certain, I don't want to say a silky feel, because when I think of a silky feeling eyeshadow, I think of an eyeshadow that has kind of oils and such in them. These just feel they feel smooth. They feel soft. They pick up on the brush well. Some of the shade, so what I did notice is the shade Fall, which is the orange. And this one felt with my fingers a hint drier than these did. But it was just very, very minimal. I just have very sensitive fingers, so I can feel it quickly. Yes. What I noticed about the shades that I used is that they were easy to work with. It's a buildable formula. As you can see, I have a bunch of colors on my eye, all built on top of each other, and it works very well. The black is a pigmented black, but it's still easy to work with. And that's what I want. I do feel that if you just dip your brush in and just lightly tap it off, that you will get a lot more pigment than I got, but that is because I go in very, very carefully with a black. And what I like about this one is that it still gives pigmentation, but if I dab my brush in maybe a little bit too much, I don't have a black blob on my eye. That is not what I want, but it's a very nice pigmented formula. And I think that actually all the shades work very well. The other shade that I really want to try on my eye is the shade Journey, which is a teal. And teals for me can get patchy quickly, but it depends on the formula. I don't think that this one will, just looking at the swatch, but I do really want to try this. I'm also going to see the chat. In my opinion, the mattes are very easy to work with. If you are an absolute beginner though, I advise to set your eyeshadow base. There is nothing wrong with setting your eyeshadow base. If you are of a lighter skin tone like me, you can use this one to set your base. I actually use this one to set my base, which also works. You can also just use your face powder, and that just makes it easier to blend. So I advise not to set your entire eyelid, but basically here, you know, from the crease up. It just makes it easier to blend. And as you see, this formula layers. That means that maybe you'll have to build it up a little bit more as if you were to put it on top of a sticky base, but it's easier to control, at least in my opinion. And this is just how I work. You know, I do set my eyeshadow base, but here where I have basically my final blend, usually I set it with an eyeshadow and I use this one, and it worked very, very well. So those were the mattes. The shimmers, they are just so pretty. Different finishes in here. These three actually are very, very smooth, as you can kind of see on my arm. So we have this one, this one, this one. Actually these three and then this one are smooth. This one is, it kind of has a transparent base almost, and I think she actually also says that, right? Two soft duochromes with a subtle color shift. I don't know what she thinks about subtle. Subtle color shift. Yeah, I think this one has a subtle color shift. I do. It's there. It's subtle. Same kind of with this one. The shift is very much there, but I don't know. Is it subtle though? I don't know. These two don't seem to have a shift. And as I said, this one, I have that in my inner corner and it has a transparent base. It's a little bit more textured than these are. This one is also smooth. And then these two are pretty textured. This one is very much a flake. And this one it's also textured, but the flakes themselves are smaller. The binder, this one feels pretty sticky. This one doesn't feel as sticky. So the binder in this one, I feel, is a little bit stronger than that one. But to put these on your eyes, tap and then kind of drag it a little bit. I also advise this one to use with a wet brush. You can use it with your finger and it sticks to your finger as well. You do create a lot of fallout in that. But if you are doing your face first like I am, this one, use it with a damp brush. And I usually don't advise it unless it's with formulas like this. And how do you do that? You pick the brush that you want to use, you spray it with a setting spray or face mist, and then pick up this eyeshadow. If you then also have a glitter primer already on your eye, it basically grips it from both ends and it will just stick to your eyelid instantaneously. And then the binder has time to basically work in. I think that's kind of it. Yeah, the palette will go live the 2nd of November and it's an entire collection. She is launching an entire collection that will go online the 2nd of November on her site, and she is based in the UK. I do have an affiliate code with her, which is NIKKIRAVEN. If you use that code, it will earn me a small commission. And also, if you check my description box and you see any codes or any links with an asterisk behind them, I forgot to say that in the beginning, that means that they are affiliated codes and links. And if you use those, it means that I will earn a small commission. And I think that's kind of it for today. I'm very happy that she sent it to me. So thank you so very, very much for sending this palette my way. I think this is my favorite palette of hers so far. I think that the formula, especially the matte formula, it's a nice pigmentation. It's easy to work with and the shimmers are just stunning. So that is my opinion today. This is also my video. Let me know if you are going to pick anything up from the collection. And for everyone who was here live, thank you so much. It was probably a weird time. It's early morning for me, and I know a lot of you are in the USA or somewhere else around the world and may not be able to have seen this one live, but I still hope that my video helped and that you had fun. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for being here live or in the replay. I am going to wish you a fantastic Halloween, a blessed Samhain, and I will see you very, very soon in my next one. Bye.